I was reminded of this morning, actually, while taking my daughter to school.
There's a group of high school students at the Riverside Church that are giving me hope right now for a lot of reasons.
I don't even know how to choose one story of hope because I feel like I see examples of this all of the time.
I feel incredibly heartened by stories like the incredible victory that happened very recently in New Jersey.
And she and her friends sat there and bantered, joked around with such carefree abandon that it reminded me of what's possible in our world, what joy looks like. And actually not just what's possible, but what actually is, the beauty that we witness with our very eyes.
They're high school students in New York City, and they go to church. Like, they choose to go to church, not because they feel like guilted or shamed into going, but because they know it's a community that supports them and empowers them to change the world, like literally to change the world. They've been a part of the climate strikes that have been happening in New York. They have been helping the entire congregation become more aware of this ongoing existential threat and what we can do about it. And they are committed to making the future better than the present. In fact, one of them, Stephen, a high school student, on a recent podcast from Riverside, he said this.
I guess joy is like, it's like a disease, but not a bad one. It's like a good one. It's one that like spreads. And like once someone has joy, it can spread to another. And I noticed that in the youth group, because everyone here in the youth group actually has joy. And we spread it around, and we spread it to our community.
Amen.
And we spread it everywhere we go.
That's a high school student living in the 21st century in New York City. Oh, now that gives me hope.
Sometimes it's big and it's explosive and it's revolutionary and it's exciting. Like when I look at pictures of people in Hong Kong and India who are by the millions marching to say no to something and to stand up and to show up for what they believe in. But sometimes hope feels smaller. I see it in small interactions. When I see people going out of their way and extending themselves beyond themselves and their comforts and the routines of daily life to help another person, to show up for what they believe in, to embody their values. You know, I'm in a small but growing climate justice movement called Extinction Rebellion. And so when we shut down the road to stop business as usual, we had a meditation rebellion a few weeks ago, and we just silently blocked things to say we have to wake up to the crisis that we're in. So seeing hundreds of people showing up for that gave me hope.
I feel incredibly heartened by stories like the incredible victory that happened very recently in New Jersey. Shout out to Movimiento Cosecha and so many organizations that have been working over a very, very long period of time to win access to driver's licenses for undocumented immigrants in New Jersey. That organizing campaign was 18 years long. 18 years. And it stopped and started many times. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm from a state where we've had a lot of victories and then rollback on those victories around immigrant rights, and are also still fighting for driver's licenses and fighting to end police collaboration with ICE, and fighting to try to get in-state tuition access back for undocumented students. And in New Jersey, for 18 whole years, folks have remained committed to that campaign, and they just won. That gives me hope. It gives me hope that people were willing to keep coming back again and again and again, and that even when previous generations called it a loss on that fight, new generations of folks were able to move in, right? And it's not like one person had to hold it all together for those 18 years. That gives me hope and makes me feel excited.